Debugging is one of the most important processes in the computer programming and software development. It is the process of detecting and removing of existing and potential errors in a software code that can cause it to behave unexpectedly or crash. If we are programming in Simpl Pro, we know that we can't debug a code in the Simpl Debugger anymore, so we need to find a way to do it. In this tutorial, we'll find out how to debug a code in the VisualStudio 2019. We will use a backend code from my first tutorial. In the description, you can find a GitHub link, so go there and copy it and paste it into the browser. Click on the code and click here to copy this HTTPS link. We will create a new folder on the desktop and call it Debug Test. Now open the folder and type here cmd. Inside of the command prompt, type git clone and now paste the link that you previously copied. Hit enter and wait until the code is cloned. Now open a VisualStudio 2019 and open the project. Now we need to install VS Mono Debugger. Click on the extensions and manage extensions. In the search bar, type VS Mono and click on the download button. You need to close the VisualStudio to finish the installation. When modifications are complete, close this window and open again VisualStudio. Now you can see that the extension is successfully installed. Let's go and click on the extensions, Mono, and Settings. Here you need to set two things correctly. The first thing is the remote host IP. Here you need to set an IP address of your processor. The second important thing is Mono Debug port. If you are using RMC4 like me, you need to set a port that is not used. In my case, it is 52000. If you are using any other processor, port 50000 should also work. Click Save. The last crucial thing is to set the debugging information to portable. Go under the project folder, right-click on the project name, and choose Properties. Under the build, choose Advanced. Click on the debugging information drop-down, choose Portable, and click OK. Now we are ready to debug. If we want to debug our code, we need to build a solution, then load that program on the processor and turn to debug mode. It is very important that you have the same code running on your processor as well as here in the VisualStudio. If you have any slight difference, it will not work. Let's first add breakpoints. For the sake of the example, we can add it here as well as here. So when we'll press the button, you will see the process of creating the response step by step. Now let's build a solution. But be careful here. After the build, it is good to use a rebuild solution, because sometimes you will see in the terminal that the build didn't happen because you already have up-to-date build. In some cases, it will not work properly. Let's click on the build and then rebuild solution. Great! Now we need to do another few steps, and for that we will use PowerShell scripts to automate the process. You can find in the description a link to 2 PowerShell scripts that we will use in this tutorial. You need to download and edit them according to the comments that I wrote. Before you use them, you need to set up the environment for the Crestron PowerShell scripts, and you can find how this is done in my other video. You can find a link in the description of this video. I will now open the Start menu and type PowerShell. You need to choose Run ISC as administrator, as you can see on this picture. Now open Start Debugging Mode script. If we set up everything correctly, we can now start the script by pressing F5 or clicking on this green triangle button. Wait until the script does the job. In VisualStudio, click on the extensions, Mono, attach to Mono Debugger. And now we can start testing the code. Let's see what will happen when we press green button. You can see that the breakpoint has been triggered. Let's click on Continue. You can see that the background color text variable has a value of red. And now you will see that after this step, the text will change to green background color. Great! Now if we press yellow, the process will be the same. But let's see what else can we do here. The current value is green, and if we press this step over the button, it will go on the next line. Here we can see that the value has been changed, as we expected. But another great feature is that you can manually change the variable in the process. Let's go change the text to black and see if we will see the result on the physical screen. Okay, the value is here black. So it works, that's awesome! When we are finished with debugging, we need to stop the Mono Debugger in VisualStudio and run the script that will tell the processor to exit a debug mode. Let's do it. In VisualStudio, click on the Stop button. Now let's open another PowerShell script, and that is Stop Debugging Mode. Make sure that everything is set up correctly. Now run the script and wait until it's done. And that's it. See you in the next video.